bass lovers, welcome to Bass Secrets! Time has come, you've finally decided to record your amazing bass line and share it with the whole world. You start to groove like a pigeon's head and to hit the strings and you're like, dang, this groove can generate earthquakes! Then you stop the wreck, export your audio track, listen with the best expectations, and your brain says, wow, that's pretty good! Solid groove, good timing. There's just one problem.
It sounds like shit.
Whoa, don't worry fellas, we all came to that point. But be ready, cause today I'm going to show you the 5 forbidden secrets of bass recording. These are strange times, the world is locked and the chance to play live gigs is pretty limited, so we might have the need to record ourselves like never before. And if in the past you were like,
oh no, I'm not interested into this recording stuff, I just want to play the instrument and the recording engineer will do the rest.
Well, I think you should reconsider your position, because at the moment, maybe you can even go inside the recording studio. But if you're wondering, how can I record a good quality audio track for my bass at home without sounding like the toilet flush? Bear with me, cause we will focus on the 5 things you need to know to improve the overall quality of your home recordings. Number 1. Get a decent audio interface. I want to be honest with you, you can't rely on the integrated audio interface of your computer. Not because it's wrong or bad, it's simply just not built for audio recording applications. Instead, you can buy a decent external interface without breaking the bank for a reasonable amount of money that will help you to put the audio signal of your instrument right into your recording software. The main elements of an audio interface are basically the preamplifiers that will optimize the level of the signal for recording applications, and the converters that will translate your analog signal into a digital signal that can be recorded and played by your computer. In terms of good quality interfaces, there are tons of options available right now, from the Focusrite 2E2 to the more expensive Antelope audio interfaces or Wavy Twins, for example. It all depends by your budget. The only thing that I want to recommend is to avoid buying crappy cheap interfaces. Instead, save a little bit more and invest in a decent interface that is reliable and highly appreciated by musicians and producers from all around the world. Number 2. Get good quality audio cables. One of the most underrated aspects of audio recording. One of the most! How can you get the baddest tone from your instrument if the cable you're using came from your early gigs and has more dirt and scrapes than a battleship of the World War II? If you are just gigging, maybe that's fine, it can work, but if you are alone in front of your recording setup, you will be amazed by the amount of detail that a good cable can bring to life. This is just my advice. I'm just telling you. Consider to invest in a good audio cable that you will use just for recording sessions, so it won't get dirty and stressed by the things that are normal consequences of live gigging. Again, there are so many choices around, but if you want to step up the game, you can put your attention into a custom developed for bass model. Number 3. Use the right strings for the right sound. Have you ever thought about how the strings are important for your tone? Having the right strings can totally make a night versus day difference. For example, if you are a slapper, you probably need fresh and bright strings. If you're more into soul music, probably you want to use flat ones that were played for months and lost most of the top end frequencies. If you want to play hard with a pick, maybe you want to have an heavy gauge with high action in order to dig in without any unwanted fret buzz. And the list can go on and on and on. So consider to have the type of strings that better matches the sound that you have in your mind. This will improve your recording a lot. Number 4. Set up your bass like a pro would do. Setting up your bass in a proper manner should always be the law. But when it comes to bass recording, there's absolutely no way that you can take home a good recording if your instrument sounds unbalanced and full of annoying noises like fret buzz or electronic issues. Be sure that your bass is in the best shape possible. You can do the main setup by yourself or hire a guitar tech that will do the job for you, but you can't skip this process in any scenario. I suggest you to set up your instruments 1 or 2 days before the recording. That's because after the setup, your instruments may need some time to settle the new regulation, and there's the chance that it needs some fine adjustment on the fly right before the recording. So be sure to take note of this, and please do not set up your bass just a few minutes before you play the rec button, please! Oh, Most important advice of the whole video: never, and I mean never, forget to tune your instrument. You can record the next Billie Jean, but if your bass is all out of tune, you will be just forced to put all of your efforts in the trash can, and I really don't think it's a good thing. So just use a tuner and avoid this problem from the beginning. Easy. Number 5, and this is the real deal, the game changer. Learn to use correctly the gain of your interface. You've got it all and covered all the previous points. The bass is set up like a Ferrari, the strings are perfect, the cable is top quality, and your interface is ready to rumble. But you missed the thing, the real deal. You need to gain stage your audio level. And you might ask,
what the heck is gain staging?
Well, my friends, this is the trick that the real pros knows pretty well. The gain stage is the process of choosing the right amount of amplification for your audio signal. You can regulate it through the gain control of your interface. That's why all interfaces has gain knobs. In the digital world, you should never let the signal of your recording go over a certain level. That's because it will distort your audio in a bad way and you can't be able to use it in a proper manner. This digital distortion thing is called clipping. To avoid clipping, your signal should always be below the red zone of the meter of your software, which is tuned to the zero value of the dBFS scale. That's right, dBs are not like average measurements like hours or liters. They're based on logarithmic nerdy stuff, and there are many types of dB actually, each one with its own specific application. But without going into the complex rules of audio engineering, let's just say that the peaks of your audio signal should be in the safe zone between the green and the yellow part of the meter. What? You want to be a real audio scientist? Alright, then I suggest you to try to stay around minus 15 dBFS. And there's a reason for it. Analog gear optimal level is set up around 0 dB VU. This is the reference point of professional analog studio gear. Now, the 0 dB VU value corresponds to minus 18 dB on the digital scale. So minus 15 dB is a good compromise between standard analog levels and the possibility of crank up the gain that offers the digital world. Plus, if you want to use analog gear emulations inside your software, you should consider that they're probably calibrated on their analog real-world counterparts. So that's one more reason to stay between minus 15 minus 10 dBFS to use analog FX emulations. Okay, I think that's enough for now, best friends. Let me know in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video and maybe you want more content like this. Please consider to like and subscribe to this channel for more bass and music related stuff, and hope you will have a wonderful time. See you in the next video!